Take this 964 taxi Alpha to Park, monitor ground.
Alright, Alpha to Park, monitor ground, 964, thank you.
Left tower with 220 F5, RNAV door set, runway 13 left, clear for takeoff.
RNAV door set, RNAV 13 left, clear for takeoff, exit at 235.
From Love Field Airport in Dallas, Texas, DFW in color.
Good evening, of Runway DFW. We come to you live from the parking deck to downtown Dallas. Some internet turbulence here. So we're I think I'm going to have to of transmission. So that's going to take a second or two. You know, we were here on time. Well, I actually had just 40 minutes to set up tonight. But we're dropping a lot of frames, at least to start out. So let me see if I can get our alternate streaming source ready to go. I would have done this earlier, but we had pretty good luck when we were here with you on Tuesday night. But the interwebs can be a bit variable. So let's see, turn this on. Turn on the old hotspot. Let's see, we're going to, I think, we may go away for a second while we fire up the the alternate way of broadcasting to you. So hold on. Bear with me. Okay, we're connected to our alternate source of streaming. So that wasn't that hard. Let me put this in a place where I don't knock it all over. Keep it close to our source of transmission here. Okay, so we're going to try it. We're going to try it again. Welcome everybody. I hope everything's working for you. Our camera, our back behind the scenes camera is way up on top of my car tonight. So let me see. I think we've got something. That's the wrong airport there.
Two helicopters operating at 1,000 feet.
We were in South Flow tonight. We were in North Flow on Tuesday night. So the planes are taking off in the opposite direction this eve.
At 1,400 feet, should be climbing. We got 34 Echo, contact local departure. Contact departure, 34 Echo.
All right, I think we've got poised for takeoff a Bombardier Challenger 350. It's flight 737.
Left Challengers, if you could fly a little bit more south, that'll keep you underneath them. Flying a little bit more south,
Got to get my sails all ready to go here.
Southwest 1482, left tower, wind 220 F5, RNAV door set.
Planes everywhere, good evening all. Finally get to watch a show. I'm glad that you are with us tonight. It is incredibly balmy here for a early January day. 67 degrees Fahrenheit, wind out of the southeast at 6 miles an hour. And 22 degrees Celsius for our overseas viewers. Noah Cal says, are you at DFW Airport? No, if you look right behind, or right underneath the message there, it says Dallas Love Field. Dallas Love Field, no, is the secondary airport here in North Texas, or here in Dallas. Well, Dallas-Fort Worth. And as we say, this is very southwest centric here because home of Southwest Airlines, as you can see their tails there. Basis, or on a scheduled basis, I should say, and that would be Delta. Delta Miami with 717 Boeing jets, and we're the Southwest, of course, flies exclusively in the dash 700 dash 800 of those. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll see a special Martin Exotics USA, watching from Indianapolis, my former home. El Toro. And yeah, we are. I don't know what to tell you. You know, we're in the same. We're using the same equipment to transmit our signal. We're we're not transmitting at full. It's possible we'll have to drop down to 720p with different frame rate. So I apologize for that, but I think this is the best way to do it. Give it a pause. And we're on the air. So we're going to give this a try. We have reduced our streaming settings. So technically we're now at 720p, 30 frames a second. So if you're watching on a gigantic TV screen, it may look a little bit less pin sharp, but I think our goal here is continuity tonight, to make sure that you keep seeing a picture. What we got here? Oh, this is a special livery JSX. Is that red pinstripes? So JSX is a scheduled charter service which operates out of its own terminal here. Flight 287 just touching down from Houston Hobby Airport, and I guess this would be called the "This is how you fly" livery on its tail. That's what it says. Oh, this is how we fly. There you go. So it is headed over to terminal. I don't think I've seen that particular design before.
Airflight 2X in the Bravo, squawk VFR, frequency approved. VFR,
so we've got nothing else going in or out at the moment, at least here on the east side of Dallas Love Field. We'll just follow this along over to the JSX terminal / hangar. And you see they have an assortment of planes there. This is also the headquarters of JSX Airlines, Love Field is. Well, what happened there was I kicked the tripod as I was trying to untwist myself from my microphone cable. So JSX flies Embraer 145s, as you can see there, into and out of here. They also have some ATRs now, which operate propeller planes, which operate out of Las Vegas for the moment. Oh, there you go. That is how they fly. Alright, I have seen no dropped frames at this end. I hope you're getting us okay. If you're having a problem, try to refresh your browser or your stream. That may help a bit. Teresa, channel member, says, hey everyone. O'Malley, one of our longest term members, a TriJet member for 32 months. 32 months, worth every minute. Thank you all. Thank you, O'Malley. Wonderful to see you here on this January night. O'Malley normally comes to us from the Great Northwest. Flyer KG, channel member, says, I have a t-shirt that reads, "This is how I roll with a 737 in a steep bank." Very nice. Was Radio. There's Warren, our announcer, Warren Barnett. Good afternoon from Sydney on a Friday afternoon. Nice to see everyone. Hasn't reached 40 degrees Celsius here yet, but currently 36 degrees, so a little bit toasty down under. Thank you, Warren. Don says, did you see my milestone? I'm trying to look back here now to see, and so here we go. Pittsburgh Don, channel member and moderator, member for 22 months, Twinjet member. Happy birthday. Mine is Wednesday, the 14th. What?
Happy birthday to you.
So to Pittsburgh Don and everybody else who's got a birthday today, tomorrow, next week coming up, happy birthday to you from Runway DFW. So we almost missed Stephen Wilson celebrating his birthday number 69. Happy birthday to you, Stephen. Kevin Mottershaw, good evening from the UK. 1 degree there. Well, that's just above freezing if I calculate my Celsius correctly. It's been stormy, strong winds. Did you know audio is in and out? I did not know that. Somebody let me know if that is also the case. I'm showing, now from my end, it's showing no problems with the transmission, and I don't see the audio going in and out. So somebody, if anybody else is having problems, please do let me know. Let's queue up our next arrival. It's going to be a 10 cam P Mentor. This is another plane I've never heard of. It's coming in from Nacogdoches in Texas. A 10 cam TENCAM P Mentor. Hopefully we'll get a little closer look to see what's going on there.
8 Foxtrot Juliet. She can turn right at Mike, well, I guess 3. Turn right at Mike 3 and then contact ground. Mike 3, contact ground, 8 Foxtrot Juliet.
That's some kind of a homebrew plane. Well, it's got a propeller on it.
Remember 280 Bravo Whiskey left tower, runway 1 right, continue traffic will be going to position. Continue 1 right, 0 Bravo. Southwest 4932, traffic 6 out, runway 13 right, line up and wait. Line up and wait, 13 right, Southwest 4932. Southwest 52, turn left, Charlie 4, what's your gate?
Charlie 4, gate 20, Southwest 52.
Charlie Delta 20, monitor ground.
Good night, Southwest 52.
Southwest 4932, RNAV door set, runway 13 right, clear for takeoff. RNAV door set, clear for takeoff.
Definitely not a large aircraft.
Term 280 Bravo Whiskey, runway 13 right, clear to land. Clear to land, 13 right, 0 Bravo Whiskey. 0 Bravo Whiskey, where do you park? Golf ramp, near right, turn off. Roger.
So is that like a two-seater with one seat behind the other? That's kind of what it looks like from on my little bitty monitor here.
Southwest 4932, contact Lone Star.
Departure 4932.
Southwest 2805, RNAV door set, runway 13 left, clear for takeoff.
Heath Shelton says, what does 5x5 mean?
On 13 left.
Unless I'm mistaken, I believe that means that's used to indicate that you've got a solid signal, 5x5. And there's our friend Luke, the random spotter, who has entered the chat with probably a more accurate definition. So let's enter that into our tiniest aircraft of the evening competition. The 10 Cam P Mentor. Looks very Christmassy there with its red and green lights.
Southwest 3283, RNAV door set, runway 13 left, clear for takeoff.
Well, somehow this Southwest bird escaped us.
280 Bravo, whiskey, turn right, Tango 4, Tango depart, monitor ground.
Tango 4, Tango depart. 0 Bravo, connect.
Southwest 2805, contact Lone Star.
Good day, 2805.
So I'm guessing that was Southwest Airlines Flight 2805. It's on its way to Birmingham, Alabama. 737-700. And now, we've got lots of planes down there ready to take off. Let's go with this one.
South 1559, RNAV door set, runway 13 right, clear for takeoff.
RNAV door set 13 right, clear for takeoff, Southwest 1559.
Flight 3283 to El Paso, Texas, a MAX 8. And I think the plane right behind it has already been cleared for takeoff. Oop. And that would be flight 572. Southwest Airlines going to Salt Lake City, MAX 8. I'm sorry, a 737-800. We say hello to channel member Mateo's gardening service. Hello to you, Mateo. Ascending Dragon 1. Good evening, greetings, and felicitations to you all. Ascending Dragon 1 checking in on frequency. Your 5x5, Ascending Dragon 1. Hey, before I forget, and I don't mean to forget it, I would like to say get well soon to our channel member, our Quadjet channel member,
Southwest 572,
Sarah the Real Deal.
Set, runway 13 left, clear for takeoff.
After she checked in on our Tuesday night broadcast to let us know that she was in the hospital, she had, after that, after she was hanging out with us, she had a multi-hour surgery, and I wrote to her to make, make sure she's okay, and she said everything turned out
Southwest 1559.
exactly as planned. The surgeon couldn't have been happier, and she is in recovery. So
Tower, runway 13 right, clear for takeoff. Traffic.
all our best, Sarah, for a very rapid recovery. She had her son with her, so she was, she said he was probably as shaken up as he was about the whole thing, but get well soon, Sarah. And look, the random spotter, I don't mind if you plug your upcoming re-live stream. Is that what you were calling it? A re-live?
Tower, vision.
Maybe it's a relive.
Golf visual for.
But he's got something coming up on, I believe it's Saturday.
Southwest 572 contact.
So check out the Random Spotter channel here on YouTube
Southwest
for more
4110
about
RNAV door
that.
set, runway 13 left, clear for takeoff.
Up to left, 17 up RNAV door set, Southwest 4170.
Steve Lundeby, no, I missed.
Oh no.
I missed that.
530.
I would have liked to have seen that. The Doomsday 747 landing at LAX. Well, I can't really top that, I don't think, tonight. We'll see, but wow, pretty cool.
Southwest 611 contact Lone Star.
Free to Bed said he touched base with Sarah yesterday. She's in good spirits, and I'm very happy to hear that, as I'm sure all of our viewers will be. Gil Naveau says NASA's going back to the moon with a flyby in a month or two. I thought that was scheduled for February, like next month. Now, those things can get delayed, of course. But yeah, that's how's that happening? So look forward to that. Don wishing Sarah a get well soon. El Toro says, Walt, can you see the Cedar Hill Towers from where you are? And yes, you can. I just missed a plane taking off. Oh well. Yeah, turn around here for a second and something's happening.
530 Sierra Golf. Can we get a wind check?
Wind 220 at 4 at the field.
Very different up there. Thank you.
Southwest 4170, contact Lone Star.
Press Southwest 4170.
So let's see here. There's Steve Lundeby up there in, I'm sure, icy North Dakota. One of our Quad Jet channel members. An arrival on the horizon is going to be a Cirrus G2 Plus Vision Jet.
Right, clear for takeoff.
Runway 13 right, clear for
And then once that lands, we'll have flight 4673 Southwest Airlines, a 737-700, which will shortly be taking off for San Antonio, Texas. Here on Runway DFW, just after 8 p.m. on this Thursday night in the Central Time Zone of the USA. South flow not quite as great for our plane spotting purposes as
we're going to business jet 530 Sierra Golf.
As
Yeah, Golf Roger. I don't have anybody inbound.
North flow is.
Runway and go back to Alpha 5 and then Alpha Park. Have a good day.
All right. 180 on the runway, Alpha 5, and then Alpha depart.
So it's got one of those V tails, doesn't it? This little Cirrus jet. We're doing a 180.
Southwest 4673, contact Lone Star.
4673, we'll see you.
Another jet about to pass in front of us.
Oh, let's don't.
Actually, technically, it's never existed and it still doesn't exist. It's under construction. It's brand new.
Someday.
Love Tower, cover 5, all good here, requesting start back to last call, Love Tower, it was really garbled. I can barely understand. Say again. Love Tower, Chopper 5, we are good with the seat here. We would like to request 30 east and back to Garland. Chopper 5, roger seat as requested. As requested, Chopper 5.
So I never heard a dispatcher say it never existed and it still doesn't exist. I believe what we're looking at there was an Embraer Phenom 300E, destination unspecified here at Dallas Love Field. Ron Cole says you see that Vision jet often. Trident Ken Aviation asking why the Doomsday plane landed at LAX. Figured if anything, it would have landed at Edwards. Captain Morgan 757 suggesting it may have something to do with the upcoming Olympics. That's still a little ways out. Channel member James Moy, good evening all. Hope everyone is well on this Tuesday evening. I'm sorry, Thursday evening. Nova Rain. Heyo, Walt and plane spotting peeps. Good to see you, Nova. Here we are with our little broadcasting kiosk here at Dallas Love Field. Got 3 cameras, that one, the one right over here, and the one behind me. So Uncle Plane Guy informing us that the Secretary of War was on board the Doomsday plane, and he has a meeting in LA. Thank you, Uncle Plane Guy.
Chop 5, you're exiting the Bravo. You can maintain VFR. Keep it code. Have a good day. Freaking change approved. Change approved. Great. Have a good night. Thanks.
Now, is there a helicopter that we got to keep track of here? Let me see. Not seeing any on the radar in the immediate vicinity. Oh, there it is. Well, there's one. See if I can see it. It's at 1,500 feet to the southeast of us. Not seeing it. No, maybe I am. I can't be certain, but I think that's it. That dot in the sky. A Robinson R44 Raven 2. And that's got a TV as part of its N number at the end, so it may well be a television helicopter. And I don't know how many television helicopter, TV station helicopters there are left in North Texas. Back in my day, as a producer here at a major TV station in North Texas, all the stations had their own
1161
helicopters. But I think since then they have. I think the TV stations, I don't know if it's all of them or a few of them, share a helicopter, which makes sense. Pretty expensive to run. And TV stations have been cutting back. Our friend and Quadjet channel member Josh Aldrich has given us a $2 super sticker. Thank you, Josh. G Money Texas says, how much longer will the AT&T building be lit up? Well, I think what you're talking about is the Bank of America Tower. AT&T does have a building in downtown Dallas. But I don't think we can see. It's not as tall as some of the other buildings. But that tall building on the right, that's the Bank of America Tower. And that's going to be around for a while. In fact, they've got some plans to refurbish it.
Left tower, big stripe 563 on a visual left 3 left.
Big stripe 563 left tower, runway 13 left, clear to land, wind 2107.
Clear to land, 13 left, big stripe 563.
Southwest 4030, RNAV door set, runway 13 right, clear for takeoff.
RNAV door set.
And the building with the X there is Renaissance Tower.
Southwest 1161, contact lone.
I don't know if we can see AT&T building from here, but I don't know that it's ever been lit up dramatically like the Bank of America Tower has. Well, I thought Tuesdays were slow, but we've, well, let's see if we can see. Let's see. I think we've got a flight going out to LAX. Let's see if we can catch it going out on 13 right. This is the west runway. Looks a little fuzzy.
Southwest 4030, contact Lone Star.
45 Southwest 4030.
Southwest flight 4030 heading over downtown Dallas now. But a little too high to be a part of our big picture there. Ron Cole says, we had a traffic helicopter in San Antonio in the early 90s that got switched to a plane real quick to save money. Of course, planes aren't as great of a platform for TV news as helicopters are.
Select 500 love tower.
But it can get you places that you can't get to with a motor car. I do believe we've got a big stripe coming in here. This is JSX flight 563 from Denver.
Big Stripe 563, turn left at the end, and Alpha Park.
Turn left and contact ground, Big Stripe 563.
Alpha Park, you can monitor ground.
Copy that.
Looks like it's going to roll all the way down to the turn right in front of its terminal slash hangar. And guess what? We've got a flex jet. Bombardier Challenger 3500 coming in from the same Denver airport, APA. And that is just about to land. So let us shift around to bring you that arrival here on Runway DFW on this Thursday night. It's almost, not quite, but almost shorts and t-shirt weather here in North Texas. I dare say that some people are out and about with shorts and t-shirts today. Not me.
Target EV, big strip 751 is on the visual 13 left.
Big strip 751 left tower, runway 13 left, clear to land.
Clear left, clear to land, big strip 751.
I have heard a sound which indicates we've had some
Southwest 1350,
activity in the Super Chat department. Let's check it out. A3 Whale with a $20 Super Chat. Thank you so much. No message associated there, but thank you so much, A3 Whale, for your support of the channel. That'll pay for my parking tonight. And Joanne with a $3 Super Chat. Thank you to you. We say thank you as well to Francis N., a Twin Jet channel member now for 8 months. Thank you, Francis. Farida Bed says, if I were standing next to you, I'd be in shorts and a t-shirt, LOL. Yeah. Well, you know, it'll get a little chillier as the night wears on. So I thought I'd play it safe here by having my official Runway DFW t-shirt on over a regular collared shirt. Delivering the goods to, or I guess waiting to deliver the goods to an incoming plane. And if we poke our head up here, I think we see a plane getting ready to take off.
Southwest 900, contact Lone Star, good day.
Have a good night, Southwest 900.
Southwest Flight 900 off to Amarillo, Texas, 737-700. We have yet another JSX plane making its way to runway 13 left. It's going to be Flight 751 from Scottsdale, Arizona, in Embraer 145.
Yellowstone 51, low tower, runway 13 right, clear to land, link com.
Luke says he'd be here in flip-flops and a t-shirt and shorts.
Citation 7740 Bravo, Love Tower, runway 13 right.
Yeah, I kind of tend to put away the shorts, even in North Texas.
Maintain
I
3000.
don't think any later than
Runway heading to 3000 for takeoff.
September, maybe?
Good evening. Medevac Yellowstone 51 on a visual for 13 right going to...
So here comes the big stripe.
Runway 13 right, clear to land, wind calm.
Clear to land 13 right, thank you, Yellowstone.
Big stripe 751, turn left at DN, Alpha Park, monitor ground.
Yeah, Alpha Park, monitor ground pictures. Have a good night.
Have a good one.
So I think these Embraer Embraer 145s, they have what, a 2-1 seating, at least in the JSX configuration. It's kind of all business class, or it approximates all business class, I think, from what I've read and seen. But I think the pricing is such that you pay a premium over, Southwest. At least for Southwest coach seats or other airlines coach seats, but you get a more premium experience. And they also tend to fly into some alternate airports in some markets.
Go over Lone Star 740 Bravo.
Ron Cole says the radio towers you can see in the landing approach, I believe to be Sports Radio 1310 The Ticket and 570 KLIF, which are co-owned. The Ticket also has an FM tower, which is way up near where I live, about 50 miles north of here, which services North Texas. Radio talk here on Runway DFW. And I hope we're still 5x5. Rohit Parkal says hello. Just got back from another 36-hour marathon film shoot. Tired as Hades? Yes, but the planes are helping soothe the mood. Well, we're glad we can have some beneficial effect. I mean, we regularly get reports from the hinterlands that Runway DFW helps people go to sleep. Choo-choo train. So we can identify this. This looks to be a Bombardier Global 6000. It is going to be lifting off for Fort Lauderdale, Florida shortly.
Left at Charlie 5 there, and then Charlie 8 Atlantic.
Charlie 5, Charlie 8 to Atlantic. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.
So that plane is on its way to take off along with Southwest Flight 4434 to Lubbock, Texas. In the foreground, 737-700. Rochelle Sutcliffe says another amazing night for spotting planes. Okay, so Michael Flannery says JSX is a 1x1 configuration. So that's kind of posh. Kathy Shaw says, I live in the DFW area. I've been in capris and flip-flops all week. Well, yeah, I guess you gotta make sure why. Well, look who's here. It's Sarah, the real deal.
07. And clear for takeoff.
Although I've lost contact on my
4723, thanks for that.
let's see what's going on. Well, I can't bring her. Well, I can bring her message up. Let's see if I can. Oh, we are buffering. Okay, I think we're back with you. We had another one of those internet outages.
Runway 1 through right, clear for takeoff.
So let's see, Sarah, the real deal. I'm trying to find her messages here. Here it is. Our friend Sarah, up there in Boston. Hi, my friends. I'm out of the hospital at my son's house. I will be there for a few days. I am doing well, and that is the most important thing. So we are very happy to hear that, Sarah. Thank you so much for checking in.
Juliet, contact Lone Star.
Over to Lone Star, departure point 72 Jet 2.
Now over here on runway 13 left, got those two planes that we saw earlier, the Bombardier Global 6000 to Fort Lauderdale. I think that's spooling up here. Well, no, that may be a plane over on the west side that we hear. But anyway, we've got the Global 6000 followed by the Southwest 737-700 going to Lubbock, Texas. Trying to get our chat back. So there's Fareed sharing our sentiments for you, Sarah.
Executive 145, RNAV door set, runway 13 left, clear for takeoff.
So stand by, we're still awaiting for some action here. Very happy to have you with us on this Runway DFW After Dark broadcast. Rohit, who's sleep deprived, says that's going to have to wait for another couple of hours. My sister and her 2-year-old arrive for the weekend, but then, once the little one gets here, sleep will be out of the question. Yeah. Kids like attention. Kermit, J2G, good evening to everybody. Austin Dow, any updates on the Founders Plaza construction? You know, I was driving a lot today. There's the Bombardier Global 6000 going up. I was driving a lot today. I drove, if I hadn't been in such a, if my schedule hadn't been so jammed today, I would have pulled over and tried to take a peek at Founders Plaza, but I wasn't able to. But all of our reports indicate that the mound of dirt, the giant mound of dirt that was excavated from Founders Plaza, the mound is smaller now. which means that they're putting it back, I guess. But still no firm official date or day for the reopening of Founders Plaza, which for those of you who don't know, that's where we traditionally broadcast from at DFW Airport. We've been locked out of there for nearly 3 months now, which is how long the airport initially said would take
Contact Lone Star. Have a good day.
to get Founders Plaza back in shape. So yonder goes the plane to Lubbock. And a big hello to you if you're just joining us.
All right.
Walt here with the broadcast tonight from Dallas Left Field.
Squawk 5275.
Squawk 5275 Southwest 44.
So we have no activity currently here on the east side, at least nothing imminent.
All right, Southwest 4434. That is the right code. I don't know why it's not coming up to standby.
Okay, copy. We are Squawk 5275.
Thomas Moore CQ says, "Hi Walt, have you seen a video of the Cathay Retro A350 at San Francisco from a couple of days ago?"
Got you now. Contact Lone Star.
Why, yes. I mentioned that on Tuesday night show that I had seen it from, I think it was Cali Plains. That was, at least I saw that coverage. Yeah, that's something to see. That was really nice. I hope they bring that to DFW at some point. Sean Bramlett, okay, look at that. We got some inside information. I spoke with DFW Airport today. They told me the 24th is when Founders Plaza will reopen. Well, that date has a significance to me personally, so that's excellent. Excellent. Matt Simmons just getting off work in D.C. Hope all is well. And I wish the same for you as well. Doing done? Cheers, everyone. And cheers to you. Just Plains Crazy says, good evening. My birthday is the 24th, so that would be a good present. I agree. For anyone with a birthday on that day. So, circle that day on your calendar. The 24th of January. Let's see if we can get a view of a plane taking off from the east side of the airfield. Sorry, the west side of the airfield. It's loud. Usually those planes are in the air by then. Kind of surprised to see that so low.
Southwest 1218, contact Lone Star.
Southwest Flight 1218 is headed to Denver, 737-800. And if we pull out and tilt down, you will see
Tower Southwest 4278.
the Dallas skyline.
Southwest 4278, love, tower, runway 13 left, clear to land, wind calm.
Clear to land, runway 13 left, Southwest 4278.
Once Upon a Time has upgraded their membership to Quad Jet. Very nice. Very, I appreciate that very much. Dooney Dunn says, is that your birthday, the 24th? I didn't say that.
Citation 7740 Bravo. Runway 13 right. Clear for takeoff. Runway
Josh Aldrich says the 24th is a Saturday.
Takeoff 13 right, runway heading up to 3,000, 7940 Bravo.
And all the information from your initial clearance is still the same.
Roger.
Robert N7469. Hey, Walt. Hope all is well and happy. Or hope all is well and Happy New Year of plane spotting. Thank you to you. Sean Bramlett says, I spoke with Love Field today, and they told me that the Lemon Avenue project is part of that, and that should be done late spring. Now that, the Lemon Avenue project, well, we'll take a look at that in a second here. What's happening? It's getting some kind of crazy vibration on my main tripod. Anywho, just about to touch down. Southwest Flight 4276 from Orlando. It's a MAX 8 aircraft.
November 7740 Bravo, contact Lone Star, good day.
Going over to Lone Star, 7740 Bravo.
LOLing at how Walt is saying my username here. Let me look at that again. Dooney Dunn. That's what it looks like. Dooney Dunn. I'm getting that wrong. I apologize when I do get names incorrectly. I'm staring at little tiny screens and trying to read off of them while I bring you aircraft, so give me a break. But I do try to get them right when I can. My last name is Zwerko, and you can't even begin to imagine how many ways that has been mispronounced.
Contact ground.
Mach 2 ground, so with 4270.
I've told this story before, but my first job in TV news in 1975, I was a reporter photographer, what they called in the day a one-man band, and the news director decided that my name would not be Walt Zwerko on the air. It would be Rick Walters. Richard is my middle name. So that's what I was known as during my earliest TV news incarnation, at least on the air. But it was weird because, you know, the people who I worked with would call me Rick, and I had to get used to that. And that lasted for a couple of years, and then I think I finally was able to go back to my real name professionally. But I worked with a gentleman who went by Phil Bremen. He was a reporter, an anchor. And his real name was Phil Blumenschein. I don't think he ever went to his real name. He went on later in his career, this was in Indianapolis, he went on later in his career to be the anchor of the New Jersey Network News. But I believe he was still going by Phil Bremen then. I guess, you know, when you become established with a name, you just go with it. I hear the lonely train whistle. Should we see a train? Let's try to see a train. So I see the crossing. Well, there's the train, yeah. Yeah, there are some freight train tracks over there on the west side of the airport. And also a Dart light rail tracks. I do not believe they share the same tracks, although they are parallel to one another. That's not a very good shot. Let's go to where the crossing is.
Southwest 2920, Love Tower, runway 13 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 13 left.
Southwest 2920, unauthorized laser illumination event currently at your, let's call it 10 to 11 o'clock in about 2 miles, northbound green laser. Alright.
An unauthorized laser illumination event. I don't believe I've ever heard that nomenclature before. I know that these things happen. So the alert was to the plane which is coming in on this runway. Butsy 1111 with a Australian $3 super chat. Shout out to Toonie Dunn. Love your work, Walt. Legend, thank you. And we have a new member, Amanda Jean Scott, Twin Jet member. Thank you, Amanda. So let's see if we can catch this plane which has been warned about the unauthorized laser illumination. That is obviously it's a serious thing to pilots because it can tend to blind you. Amanda Jean says, my autism is going crazy right now. Thank you for this train content. Well, you're welcome. It's nice to have something else to look at besides planes when things get a little slow here. Maybe we'll catch a Dart rapid transit train later on. I still have my inquiry in to Dart, which polices the train station just to the north of DFW Airport, where we had a Sunday morning broadcast a couple of weeks ago.
Tower, medevac Yellowstone, 94 is with you, just outside of Laura, plus 13 right.
It was pretty fun. Planes would go right over us, although we couldn't see them actually touching down. But you'll find
medevac Yellowstone 94, Love Tower, round 13 right, clear land.
Clear land 13 right, medevac Yellowstone 94.
Park Atlantic. Correct.
This is a MAX 8 touching down from Phoenix. 2920.
Mike 2, take 8 number.
We're on to 1.
Hey, it's open. Southwest 2920. Let's go. Mike 2, Mike. Bravo 3 to 1.
Mike 2, Mike, Bravo 3 into 1. Southwest 2920.
Yellowstone 94, use caution. Green laser reported just a mile and a half east position, northbound green laser at 1,500.
Okay, thanks, Yellowstone 94. Tower, Southwest 2920, it was Bravo 3 you wanted us to take in, correct?
Affirmative.
Thank you.
More freight train.
Love Tower, Southwest 43 Bravo, southbound on Iowa, runway 13 right.
Citation 774 Sierra Bravo Love Tower, unit number 2 following us, Phenom, just inside of mile, run 13 right, clear to land.
Ron Cole says, I guess Southwest now has assigned seating like all the other airlines. That does not start until later this month. Late this month is the official date when I'm sure, I think they're probably selling those assigned seats, but I don't believe that will be implemented until later this month. But yeah, you're a big change for Southwest Airlines. Looks like this bird is got the pole position here at Dallas Love Field, pulling into gate 1. We can only see, really, gate 1 is pretty much the only gate we can see from our position here. I guess we can kind of see a little bit of the, there's a plane parked to the right of this one.
Yellow 794, you could go Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey to Atlantic.
Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey to Atlantic, Yellow 794.
Southwest 246 Love Tower, runway 13 right, clear to land.
13 right, clear to land, 246.
So no activity here on the west side at the moment. On the east side, wow. Rohit Parkal says, I worked with a Chinese film director who went by the name Phil Ming.
So 246 use cautions for laser illumination.
Took me a second.
2.5 east. Final 2.5 final east. Northbound green laser at 1,500.
Wood Doctor says Southwest assigned seating begins January 27th. Very good. That's 3 days after Founders Plaza is supposed to reopen. Tanman 3880. Anyone hear an update on the MD-11 saga? I have not heard anything new on that. One of our viewers reported that FedEx has a tentative return date, I think in April, for their MD-11s. I haven't heard anything about UPS. So Sean Bramlett says, speaking to Love Field today, there will be a big celebration.
Laser illumination event happening on a 2.5 mile final, 1,500 green laser northbound.
When that's all complete. So let's see if we can spy on the
Love helicopter 2 show tango.
what will be the new Love Field
traffic on a mile final, additional traffic.
Viewing area.
Mile final for the left is a citation.
2978, 1,000 feet inbound from Lake Ramp.
It's not very distinct, but this is where it will be. It's on the east side of the field.
And then landing at Lake Ramp will be at your rear use caution. Wind is 2304.
Thank you.
Is there a sign there? Like an illuminated sign I hadn't seen before. I can't make it out though. I think I'm looking at the right place. We're way zoomed in here. We're started over there. Well, at any rate, they're putting in a park there for, in that general vicinity, part of a Lemon Avenue
14 is open, Charlie 3, Charlie Delta, Modern Ground, good on.
renewal effort. And so somewhere over there, I'm not sure I've got the right place. Is it over here more? Oh, maybe it's over here. Oh, there. This is it. Okay, sorry. Wrong place. So there is the the new viewing area here, the public viewing area at Dallas Love Field. There are some structures there that will eventually provide shade. Kind of what we have at Founders Plaza at DFW Airport. But yeah, I don't know the official opening date of that yet.
Helicopter 2 Sierra Tango, you go to right to your hangars.
Kai, one of our mods, saying hello to everyone. Hello, Kai.
Thank you.
Thomas Moore CQ, I'm flying southwest at the end of March to Los Angeles for some plane spotting there. That's a pretty good place to plane spot. I'm looking forward to what it'll be like on Southwest. We've got an incoming plane, which we hope has navigated through the unauthorized laser activity.
Fidget 953, say park.
Signature Terminal 1, exit 953.
Fidget 953, roger, Alpha 3, Alpha to parking line ground, good night.
Alpha 3, Alpha monitor ground, exit 953, have a good night.
This plane just touching down from Little Rock, Arkansas, Cessna Citation Latitude, NetJets Flight 953. Pretty new plane, dating back to June of 2024. So that puts it, what, about a year and a half old? Nice. Let's do a fancy transition. Oops, I was supposed to hit, that didn't work out. So I try that again. The way it's supposed to work is I hit this, and then when that goes away, the other picture comes in. So there, okay. I don't want to overdo that though.
Careflight 2, roger, keep the code, radar service terminate, frequency change approved.
Kenneth White, the channel member, says, "Hey Walt, it's been a minute since I've been here. Good to see you again, and it's great to see you again." Kenneth, a channel member. And here is Austin Swafford. Hello to you, Austin. Austin came up to visit us once here at Love Field in the last month or two. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year to you. A little bit slow right now, gotta say. Look at some activity there adjacent to that plane. When we were here, when we were last with you on Tuesday, we got to see a tire being changed just below us. It was a first for us. MRI says, looks like a very great layout for plane spotting. Well, yeah, it is, I have to say. It's fun to, we get a little closer to the action here at Love Field than we can at from DFW Founders Plaza. But we do miss Founders Plaza. Austin says, I'm going to DFW to catch Qantas A380 landing at 2:05 p.m. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the daily Qantas A380 now that it's a daily King of the Skies flight. That started on January 1st. Sean Bramlett, how am I? Let me check. I think I'm good. Thank you. So Ascending Dragon 1 talking about the MD-11s, most likely they're going to be sent to the boneyard at this point. I guess as far as the UPS MD-11s. You know, when I was driving past Founders Plaza today on the highway, I could just kind of see the UPS facility there, and it looked like it was almost totally filled with planes. I think I counted about 10 planes there, and there was another one landing as I was driving by. And I went somewhere to pick up some bagels, and before I continued on my trip, and so I was in Louisville, Texas, and there was a UPS A300 flying right over me. I actually took a picture of it. I don't have it here to show you, though. There's a dark train headed southbound. Tan Man says, I've been watching Landman, which is a TV drama set in Texas. They fly out of an airport in Fort Worth back to Odessa, Midland. I am guessing they're flying out of Meacham. And I don't know, you know, I read something about that recently. It may have been, I got another train here. It may have been Alliance Airport. I'm not sure. It could have been Meacham. I've never seen that show. Landman. There's a northbound dark train. So I can't say with any specificity. Sean Bramlett says, Walt, they told me there possibly could have plugs even. Like plugs, like electrical outlets at Founders Plaza? That would be crazy. I don't think I've ever been to an airport with outlets. Let's check in on, while we're looking at, we're looking for something to do. Let's check in on the miraculous Reunion Tower and whatever it's got going on there. And as we've noted before, it's a pretty low resolution matrix that they've got up there. Initially, when this was built, it was all just I don't know if they were incandescent bulbs, if they were all the same color. They were all just kind of a pale yellow color, but they re-engineered it with LEDs. I just can't read what it's saying. B-R-U-N-O, Bruno? Is that what it's saying? Bruno. Who's Bruno? Farhan Qureshi, good evening from Pakistan. 7:45 in the morning on a Friday morning where you are. Well, welcome to you. Sean Bramlett says FedEx was aiming for a May return of their MD-11, so thank you for that information. Steve Lundaby, Quadjet channel member, says plane spotting at Minneapolis St. Paul is great. You are really close to the aircraft on the cargo road. Except I don't know. I see brave souls plane spotting from places like Chicago and Minneapolis and Toronto. I don't know that I could do that anymore. I think I'm too cold averse. Well, finally, some aviation activity. So we've waited and waited and waited, and here comes Flight 2204 from Kansas City, MAX 8 Southwest Airlines on Runway DFW, just before TOH, top of hour. I think we've got a plane about to get towed to a parking spot right below us.
Roger, Southwest 1204, Mike 2, Mike, and Bravo 4 to Bravo support.
All right, Mike 2, Mike, Bravo 4, Bravo, K4, Southwest 2204.
Southwest 3189, low carry on.
And Southwest 3189 is on the visual runway 31 left.
Southwest 3189, low carry ground, 13 left, clear lane.
13 left, clear lane, Southwest 3189.
So you just heard we got Southwest Flight 3189 coming in from Baltimore Washington International Airport. That's a 737-700. Right below us here, before we get to that, is this plane getting tugged into its overnight parking space. So a little bread and butter here with the two Southwest planes. Oh, we've got a plane landing. Plane from Kansas City, of which we spoke but moments ago.
Yeah, 2204. Look like you passed Bravo 4. Just continue Bravo 5 to 4. 5 to 4 now. What's the 189 to gate number?
Gate 6, Southwest 3189.
So it's 3189. Roger, you turn right on Mike 3, Mike, Bravo 5 to 6.
Mike 3, Mike, Bravo 5, 26, Southwest 3189.
3189, Mike 2, Mike, and Bravo 5.
Tower Planet, Golf Alpha, right here, runway 13 right.
Mike 2, Mike, Bravo 5, Southwest 3189. Thank you.
5612 Golf Alpha Love, Tower State Park.
612 Golf Alpha going to jet, sir.
Roger 2 Golf Alpha, runway 13 right, clear lane.
Clear lane 13 right, 2 Golf Alpha. Love Tower, sector 353, visual 13 left.
We're going to get 353, left tower, ground 13 left, clear lane.
3 left, clear to land, sector 353.
Rohit Parkhal says, I have a question. Why is Kansas City not in the state of Kansas? Well, if I remember right, the airport for Kansas City is in the state of Kansas. But Kansas City, there's two Kansas Cities, let's put it that way. There's Kansas City, Missouri, which is the big one, and Kansas City, Kansas, which is right next door to it. Yeah, but the reason why they both have the same name, I don't know.
Class 2 Golf Alpha, turn left on A1 and Charlie to Jet
John
Aviation
Southwell
on
says
ground.
Toronto is like a smaller JFK or LAX. They got a huge variety of airlines and different aircraft types. You know, I did some research into, well, it was presented to me, I think it was on the OAG website. So they listed, the major international airports, and each one had kind of like the percentage of what the biggest carrier was there. And of course, American Airlines at DFW is one of the big airports, but it's like 80-something% American Airlines traffic. The one that I believe I saw that had the fewest planes, or the fewest it was most variety of airlines, I guess you should say, was Seoul Incheon Airport, from which we have broadcast now for 2 years in a row. We'll be back there this year as well. I think the percentage of Korean Air flights, they were the biggest one. It was only like 30-some% Korean Air. And I continue to be floored by the variety of airlines that go in and out of Seoul. So we do look forward to heading back there in September again, especially because we now know, we have identified a place which is it's like a plane spotting heaven. It's an outdoor deck on top of an apartment building which overlooks the entire airport with an unobstructed, for the most part, view. It's terrific. And if you want to see what we saw, you can go back to view our efforts in the live portion of our YouTube page.
Aerostar, extension 353.
You said Aerostar?
Affirmative, Aerostar, extension 363.
You want to make 180? Nobody on final?
Yeah, we can do
So
that.
arriving from Little Rock, this Embraer Phenom 300, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Roger, left 180 on the runway.
NetJets like
right
353.
Alpha 5 Alpha to Aerostar, monitor ground, extension 363.
So it's making a UE. Is it making a UE? Yeah, I guess it is. No planes coming in, so everything is good. All right. Quiet has befallen our airport once again. Let's remind you what you're watching here, shall you? Or shall we? Yes, we shall.
This is Runway DFW After Dark.
Thank you so much, Warren, for being our executive announcer. He makes everybody sound like, not that great. I mean, he's great, but, I hate to plug in my voice right after his. But thank you again, Warren Barnett, for that. Ronald Smith says, whether living in Kansas or Missouri, we are all Kansas Cityans at heart. Well, I guess what the the new Kansas City Chiefs Stadium will be built. I believe Arrowhead, which is where they play now, is in Kansas City, Missouri, and they're going to be moving to Kansas City, Kansas, I think, if I remember right. Ronald says there are 2 Kansas cities. The larger is in Missouri and contains the big downtown core, and the airport is in Missouri too. Okay, that I didn't know. Here's the latest METAR. It's fallen to 19 degrees Celsius here, about 64 degrees Fahrenheit, wind out of the southeast, about 5 miles an hour or such. But a beautiful night. Josh Aldrich's got to go to bed. Have a good night. Thank you, Josh, for hanging out with us here, one of our Quad Jet channel members and one of our team of the Runway DFW Moderation Federation. Rohit Parkal says, by the way, Air India has taken delivery
2295, visual 13 right.
of its first 7879 Dreamliner,
right, clear land.
Direct, clear land, south plane.
apart from the 7879s from the Vistara Airlines merger. And I think it's later this year that, speaking of mergers, that Korean Air will merge with Asiana, I guess officially, and that will all become one airline, Asiana and Korean Air, under the Korean Air banner. And then the same company which owns that also has several smaller regional airlines, and I think there's 3, and they're all going to merge under the banner of Jin Air. So there will be, next time we get to South Korea, I guess there will be a fewer airlines than we had. I think Air Seoul is one of the airlines that will merge into Jin Air, and I can't remember what the other one is. But there will be some changes, a couple of fewer liveries to see at Incheon International Airport. K. Sardi says there. Okay. Tanman 3880 says, according to ChatGPT, the nose wheel light on a 737 is 100,000 lumens. Yow. Don't want to stare into that thing. I think Kay is playing a little joke here. There's an even better plane spotting place at Incheon, from which you can spot planes landing at Grand Cayman. I don't know if that's possible. Well, we have another sign off here with MR Rice. MR, good to see you again. Ronald Smith says, always enjoy your trip reports from Korea. Yeah, we always try to do some, aside from plane spotting, we try to get out on the streets and on the trains. And last time we were there, we were on a bus, so we did a little bus tour, and then we got off and we walked through a palace. A Korean palace, which was very interesting to see. Wordinko 90 channel member says good evening. Hello to you. Mateo's Gardening Service says, come back to LA. Well, I will come back to LA in September. I've got it kind of down now, where I go to LA for the Cranky Dork Fest weekend, see a lot of friends there, and in fact this year will be my 4th Cranky Dork Fest. But then for the last 2 years, after that weekend, I get on a plane and go to South Korea, where my son lives. And I get to hang out there for usually about a week, sometimes more. So, yeah, that's mid-September. I don't have the exact dates in front of me. Steve Lundaby says, Walter, if you come up north, I'll get you some Carhartt gear to stay warm. They have Carhartt gear at the local farm supply stores here in North Texas. I imagine you may have a little thicker gauge up there.
So it's on 295, take gate number.
We're seeing if we can see the...
295, Charlie 4, Charlie Delta, gate 15.
We just had a Southwest plane from Las Vegas landing over on the west side, flight 2295, 737-700. There's a dart train. But it doesn't look like the Las Vegas flight went far enough along for us to see. It didn't go long. Lyric the Game Boy says, Cranky Dorkfest becoming a tradition for me now. And yeah, we're looking forward to seeing, I think, a Warren is coming up there from Sydney. And we'll see a couple other folks we regularly see from Australia. And Kevin from Wellington Flights Live is pledged to go on up to LAX in September, so that'll be great. Sean says, while speaking to DFW today, I learned that you can buy a brick and have it engraved with your name or company name. And yes, we've talked about that on the broadcast before and kind of looked at some of the examples. Most of them are in tribute to somebody who has passed away, but not all of them. Maybe we should get a Runway DFW brick to commemorate us. Christopher Crooks, 1178. Hi, Walt, I made it. It's good to see you here, Christopher, a channel member. Rohit Park Hall. Please say hello to my 2-year-old niece, Krisha, who, by the way, loves me more than anyone else in the world. Aw. That's as it should be. Uncle Rohit. Or Rohit, I'm sorry. House of G, good evening to you. Francis Waite is checking in with us for a short time during their lunch break. Well, we're happy to have you as a temporary visitor to our activities tonight, Francis. A Cessna Citation Latitude is coming in for a landing from LAX. Left 2 hours and 25 minutes ago. It's NetJets Flight 984 on Runway DFW live from Dallas Love Field Airport. It's a lot older airport than DFW. DFW, I think, now celebrating its 51st year.
Are you ready?
This airport's been in business, I think, since 1917.
984, Alpha 3 or Alpha 2, then Alpha to parking, monitor ground, good night.
Like a lot of very old airports, started as a military flying field.
984, Alpha 3, Alpha to parking, monitor ground, good night.
Alpha 3, Alpha to parking, monitor ground. Jet 6, 984.
Alpha 54, 13 right. So it's 54 left tower, runway 13 right, clear land.
Clear land 13 right, Alpha 54.
Tower 528, Foxtrot Julia, left tower, yawn.
Runway 528, Foxtrot land. Onshore runway 13.
Hey, Foxtrot Julia, are you a serious type SR-22?
Maybe we're at Texas.
Oh, okay. I wonder why the Sierra India Romeo Alpha was your identifier. Roger. Runway 13, right. Clear for takeoff.
We need just 1 minute before a Foxtrot.
8 Foxtrot, Juliet and Roger. Cancel takeoff clearance. Hold your position.
1-2, right. Okay.
Following this plane around because there's nothing else to see at the moment. We do have something else to see. Plane at gate 1 getting pushed back. Looks to be flight 57. It's a MAX 8 going to Houston Hobby Airport. Would have been fun to be here in the, what, the 70s? When Southwest had crazy turnaround times. They'd park a plane and then be back out, I think in 20 minutes was their goal. It was just a crazy schedule, which now I don't think they would be legal to do that anymore. Rockin' Desert Rose Marcy Lynn says, Walt, would you consider coming to Phoenix where we have Air China and shortly Starlux? Well, here's the thing, Marcy Lynn. I'd love to go to all sorts of different airports. I do have a full-time job currently. In fact, my boss called me today, said, Walt, we're giving you a raise. It's like an annual thing, but you know. So I said, oh, thank you. So I got a little raise from kind of like a cost of living adjustment raise, more or less, from my other job, my full-time job. And that's the thing, I don't have a lot of vacation time at my full-time job, so I can't really go gallivanting around the country or the world even. So I gotta kind of restrict those things to weekends or bigger vacations. House of G says, if my memory serves me right, U.S. aviation will be 100 years old in 2026. If true, that's crazy. Well, American Airlines is going to be celebrating a birthday. They're getting all ramped up with their new liveries. They've already got their flagship livery, very distinctive on their on a 777 aircraft. And in just a second, we'll show you what the new. They've also got a new livery going on a 737 aircraft, and we'll look at it here. That's it. And that's got their 100 logo and towards the rear of the fuselage. It's what they call the infinity symbol, which is part of the 100 design. If you see, the infinity symbol makes up the 00 there, and so they've replicated that in darker gray on the rear of the fuselage. So that's a look at that. That's supposed to be premiering later this month, I think American Airlines said. Sean Bramlett doing our history for us today. Dallas Love Field, commissioned on October 19th, 1917, began as a training base for U.S. Army Air Service during the big one, World War I. Robert Houston got a rest, so he's off to slumberland. Thank you for stopping by today, Robert.
Southwest 1446 left tower, runway 13 left, clear land.
Aeneas is iconic. Okay, Aeneas is iconic. Hello again. Got you here in Puerto Rico. See some emergency vehicles. Let's see. This is, I think, off airport property, I think. Is it an accident of some sort? We're looking to the southwest here. Can we zoom in a little bit more? That looks to be the intersection of Mockingbird Lane at the southwest corner of the airport. And there's a dart rail crossing there and a freight train line at that location. I cannot really see what's going on there. Something's happening. Breaking news. I hear a train. Is it trying to get through there? Not sure.
One Alpha 3, Alpha to parking available.
Alpha 3, Alpha parking, airport 1, thanks for your help.
Good, good night. And you monitor ground.
And we'll monitor ground, thanks.
Just touching down from parts unknown, Bombardier Challenger 300. Not quite as big as the 6000.
Just 649 left tower, runway 13 left, clear land.
3 left, clear land, just at 649.
Southwest Airlines flight 1446 from Denver, Colorado, a MAX 8 is now on final approach. Short final approach. There's that very bright headlight, which was discussed earlier in the broadcast.
Mike 2, Mike, Bravo 3 to gate 9, monitor ground, going off.
Mike 2, Mike, Bravo 3, and monitor ground. Southwest Academia, Southwest 12, 3, visual 1 direct.
Southwest 1253 left tower, runway 13 right, clear land.
So now, clear to land 1
Francis Wade has gifted 1 Runway DFW membership. Thank you, Francis. And the recipient, Toon Cryer. Very nice, thank you. And she adds, or Francis adds, that Lufthansa's birthday was a few days ago, as well as 100 for the German national airline. Indeed.
One radar contact just mile southeast of Garland Heliport, and you say you're going Mid-City, Dallas?
We've got another arrival.
Right there.
coming in from Teterboro Airport in New Jersey. NetJets Flight 649, a Cessna citation latitude.
7, Love Tower, traffic, 5 mile base, runway 13 left, on wood.
Runway 13 left, Southwest 57.
Grid 649, safe parking.
Thank you, Terminal 1, again,
649, Alpha 3, Alpha to parking, monitor ground, good night.
Alpha 3, Alpha to parking, monitor ground, again, 649, good night.
Francis notes that Cathay's 80th retro livery came to Brisbane, and I gotta say, I want to see that in person. I've seen the pictures, and it's very nice retro livery. I like it a lot. Stephen Wilson says, thank you for the stream, Walt. It has truly made my day. Oh, thank you so much. It's very nice to know that our little enterprise can touch other people's lives in that way. There goes the flight to Houston, which I've been parked at Gate 1. Flight 57, Houston Hobby Airport at Max 8, taking off.
Roger, when you live, just
and I didn't punch to it, so you didn't see it. That's on me. We'll try to make up for it here with the arrival of Flight 2817 from Phoenix, a Max 8. Sorry about that.
Roger, Mike 1, Bravo to Gate 1, monitor ground, good night.
Mike 1, Bravo to Gate.
So it looks like Gate 1 will soon be occupado by this aircraft. It's going long. I don't remember if I finished saying this or not. We did a couple weeks back, I think it was right towards the end of last year, go to a DART train station just to the north of DFW Airport, where we could get a very nice view of planes coming right over our heads, coming in for a landing on the 18s. I've tried now to get in touch for a second time with DART. The DART police told me when I was there last time, yeah, you need a permit to do this. We'll let you go this time, but... So I'm kind of looking forward to going back to that spot if we can get the required permit or permission. But the person who makes that decision was out of the office for New Year's week. So I've reapplied We'll see what happens. So this plane will be doing a little twisteroo here on its way into gate number 1. El Toro wanted to know what the leftmost building in the downtown skyline is with the blue crown. I don't know what the current name of that building is. It didn't always have that blue crown there, and but the notable feature about that building is because many years ago, not too long after it was built, I was up on top of that building to do a report on a gaming company which had its headquarters right in the crown of that building. And you can't really see it very well here, but the notable feature about that particular building is there's a hole in it. Just below the top, there's a kind of a vertical slice that is cut out of it. I'm not sure why. But it is a distinctive feature of that building, the name of which I do not know. So Francis got to get back to work. Cheers. Thanks to the mods. See you next time. Thanks for stopping by, Francis. Who adds, I'll have to see if I can come to Cranky Dorkfest in 2027. It's a fun weekend. Super 80 Adrian, find the key that fits the slot. Yeah, the gaming company, I can't even remember what the name of the gaming company was, but they're right on top. There were skylights in there. It was a pretty posh setup they had there, I must say. Okay, so Kay Sardi says apparently that is now known as the Dallas Art Tower, formerly known as Chase Tower. Yeah, that's the name that rings to me, Chase Tower. Chase, the name of a bank here in the U.S. Dallas Art Tower, I had no idea. Thank you, Kay. Well, let's see here. What time is it? 21:38. You know, I have been so busy the last 2 days. I had some things going on between work and had a lot of driving to do today. I didn't get to rebuild our official Runway DFW membership list. Now, I know we've had some new members sign on since our last broadcast. I'm going to play the membership list without those names because I don't have any way to build it on the fly. I pledge to you that I'll have it next time. But let's take a look at the list of our Runway DFW members, shall we? So this list will have been prepared, I believe, on Tuesday. So again, I apologize to our newest members whose names will not appear on this list, but I do want to overall thank all of our members, and we try to do that on every show. Our channel sponsor is James Webb. Thank you, James Webb. Happy New Year to you. So we will enumerate our Quad Jet channel members. And this was as of 2 p.m. on Tuesday. So thank you so much to 757 Chip, to Airplanes FRA, Alan J, Alan Silva, Alaska Plane Spotter, Alice Mabel, Angela Smith, Anna the Dispatcher, Beaker and Honeydew. We say thank you to Beve, Brian D, Charlie Bowles, CPB 99, Chuck TXK, Cloudy Sayers, Cubs Win, Darren Sorello, David Rutherford, Deeg, Doug Jackson, Dronoki, Dwayne C, Eric Coupe. We say thank you to Hagler17, to HD Kraut, James Webb, John Lipman. Thanks to Josh Aldrich, Ken Schmidt, to Quadjet channel members Kevin Kelly, Kirby Brooks Sr., KS Avgeek, Lori M., Mark Shirley, M1ZZKT, I don't know how to pronounce that, Michael Flannery, Michael Hale, Michelle R.S., Mike G., Only Planes Network. Thank you to Patrick Wooters, to Paul S1188, Pete Nordine, Payathon, Planes Everywhere, Renee Meister, Raina Taylor. Thanks to Rich F., Robert Brune, S35 Bonanza Pilot, wherever he is in the world, Sarah the Real Deal, get better soon, Sean Bramlett, Skittles, Space Ace, Steve Lundaby, Texas Girl, who was here with us in person on Tuesday night's broadcast. Thank you, Texas Girl. The Grinch, TNT Oh My, Tyson Price and Will Hutchison are Quad Jet channel members. And now for the next few minutes, we'll see the Tri-Jet and Twin Jet members. I thank each of you for your support of Runway DFW. What happened? We lost our music. Well, we'll put on some more music. on Runway DFW.
On the air. On the World Wide Web.
That doesn't work. I'm no disc jockey. Austin Swafford saying good night, Austin. Thanks for stopping by. I see Beve in the house. Hello, Beve. Saying hello to everyone. AJ Rider 1, thanks for the stream. I think we got some, no, I can't tell what we got. Got a plane being escorted. To JSX.
That's our Southwest 652, 7 mile left base, 13 right.
Over 652, low car, 13 right, clear land.
Clear land, 13 right, Southwest 13.
We're going to slow things down now here at Runway DFW After Dark. And we're going to welcome the Blue Steel Guy as our newest member in the Twin Jet category. Thank you to you. We're waiting for planes. I think we got one on the downlink, but no, I think it's going over to the west side. We're not quite finished yet, Norman. I know sometimes when we play music it means we're finished. We're not quite done. I think we've got some more planes to see ere we depart. Let's see what the official schedule looks like here. As far as incoming flights. think we may be done with departures for the most part. So we've got,
652, say gate number.
as we, I think we get to watch this.
Is open, so you can go Charlie 4, Charlie Delta, my ground. Good night.
Charlie 4, Charlie Delta, Monitor ground. Good night.
We can see this deplane, this JSX. But anyway, before the 10 o'clock hour, we've only got one more Southwest scheduled in. 948 from New York. Well, it just landed over on the west side, so we have no more Southwest planes landing until about 10:16, when Delta 717 from Atlanta is scheduled to come in, but that usually comes in on the west side. So let's see here. Let me see if there's anything that's departing. I don't think there's going to be. No. Well, I think what that means for us is that as soon as we wind up with our membership crawl here, I think we're gonna sign off. Tom BTX says, "Howdy everyone, late to the party as usual." Well, we're gonna be early to sign off tonight because it's a little slow here on a Thursday night. Raina Taylor, want to pop in, say hi before I go to bed. I'm kind of sleepy and tired, but I want to say hi and good night. Love you guys so much, and much love to all. To me, thank you, Raina. Same back to you. Raina, hope you're recovering from your was it foot surgery, I believe it was.
Tower 650, Julie Lima, visual 13 right.
Seth Rubalcalba says, day 36, finished the daunting chemical exam, based in part to your company. Hope you've been having a great day of fun. Question, 40 degrees Fahrenheit weather or 100 degree Fahrenheit weather? I take 100 every time. I like it warm. The equipment, sometimes not so much, but that's how I like it. Sean Bramlett has been a crazy day for him today. Yeah, I was in the car almost all day today. And then I spent the rest of my day in Starbucks shops trying to catch up with my work. Let's just say I didn't put in a full 8 hours today at my regular job. Jessica Rhoda 15 or 5611 just wants to say hi. I love watching the show. Well, we are similarly enamored with you watching it. Thank you. I hear a plane. I think it's landing. Yes, it is.
Zero Julie Lima, where are you parking again? Jet Aviation. That's right. Citation 0 Julie Lima, Charlie 3, Charlie, Jet Aviation, my ground. Good night.
Charlie 3, 2, Jet Aviation,
We're trying to get a shot of a plane that just landed over on the west side of this aeronautic complex. Cessna Citation 7. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I guess it's going to park itself over there somewhere on the west side. Guess we're not going to see any more of that. Well, you know, the plane that I thought was parked overnight here, I don't know if you see it there? Yeah, you can kind of see it over the wall. So the plane that had been parked below us, which I had assumed was going to be overnight, was headed back out again, or at least headed to a gate.
Uniforms on, sir. 22979er.
So Sean says, I needed this tonight to relax. Well, thank you, Sean. I'm glad we could provide that service to you and anybody else who need a little relaxation time, because it wasn't, you know, I have to, you know, scoring this on a scale of 10 as far as aviation activity, I'm going to have to put it maybe a 3 or a 4. We've done better before. Rainy Taylor says her recovery is going well, so that's good to know. Just got done listening to some music. Now I'm watching the 24/7 AVL stream. I got to see my horse friends on Monday, so I'm happy for that. Well, it sounds like you've got a full day. Thanks once again to all of our Runway DFW members, quad jet, tri-jet, twin jet. Mo 200, so do we know when Founders Plaza is opening again? And we get repeated reports that that date is going to be the 24th, which is a Saturday, 24th of January. So we'll try to be out there. If that is true, we'll certainly try to be out there for some of that. But we'll keep you posted if we hear anything further. Texas Girl, good evening, Walt. Good to see you again, live. Texas Girl, thank you. It was a great pleasure to have seen you once again. And looks like Founders Plaza will once again be a meeting place for all of us Av geeks coming up in a just a few weeks here. Well, anyway, see, is it in the background of our shot? Yeah, there it is. It's in the background of that shot. It's coming up on 10 o'clock, and things have kind of slowed down here. So we're gonna punch out here in just a couple seconds. I would like to thank once again our great team of Runway DFW moderators. Without them, this is just a man with a camera taking some pictures. They add that special dimension to the chat room. I mean, if you watch this show without the chat on, shame on you. You really should watch it with the chat. There's a lot of good information in there. Lots of people hanging out and saying hello, and I really super appreciate the Runway DFW Moderation Federation. Thanks to our members, as always. Thanks to our subscribers. Subscription is free, and while you can see the chat without being a subscriber, the only way you can participate is to be a subscriber, and that is free. So think about being a subscriber of Runway DFW, won't you? We'll be back with you again on Saturday, I believe. Should be our next broadcast. Probably from right here at Dallas Love Field. So we're going to tip our cap, say goodnight to you, play some music, and we'll be back again on Saturday. Happy contrails to you until we meet again from Runway DFW.
This is Warren Barnett speaking for Runway DFW, a Runway DFW production, all rights reserved.
You know what, Luke? I forgot all about Chatstravaganza. We'll have Chatstravaganza, why not? Let's set things up for that. All right, Chatstravaganza coming right up. You listen to music, you watch me pack up. Maybe you'll see some airplanes in the background there, I don't know. Thanks again.
Southwest 2111, Los Air, wind 2204, runway 13 right, clear line. Clear line, 13 right. Southwest 2764, Whiskey 413 left.
South 2764, low tower, wind 2204, runway 13 left, clear line.
13 left, clear land, Southwest 2764.
Tower, 2204, runway 13 right, clear line.
Be right there. Mike 3, going to 3, Southwest, Mike 064. Entry's open, taxi, Mike Bravo 3, have a good night. Mike Bravo 3, have a good night, Southwest, Mike 064.
Yes, my friend Kevin at Wellington Flights Live. You did miss it, but you got to see a little bit of the chat extravaganza. So we're glad you got here for that. Oh, you're on team replay. Okay. Yes. Super. Let me turn that down. Anyway, that about wraps things up here at Dallas Love Field for this Thursday night, or perhaps it is Wednesday sometime wherever you are on the planet. Glad you could be with us. We'll be with you back here Saturday, probably late afternoon, as we have been accustomed to doing the last few weeks here at Dallas Love Field. And we are looking forward very much to returning to DFW International Airport on the 24th is when we're told Founders Plaza will reopen. So look forward to that. Look forward to seeing you again here on Runway DFW. Pleasure to have made your acquaintance if you're new. And thanks to all of our regular listeners, viewers. Other than that, good night from Dallas Love Field. Happy contrails to you.